Good evening, everybody. This is J.R. Batchelor here. Just wanted to reach out and do a quick video. A very important topic came up. I was on the phone with some people tonight, and one of the topics we were talking about is why it is important to be able to track or know how many outbound calls your people are making on a daily basis. Okay, real quick. Hey, if you have a department that's whether it's a BDC or it's an internet sales department or it's salespeople making the calls, whoever it may be. Either way works. BDCs work. Some people are big fans of BDC. Some people are big fans of having the salespeople do it. Hey, whatever works for you, that's fine. I can work with either department, whether it's salespeople doing it or BDC people doing it. But one of the first questions I always ask when I go into a store is, how many calls are your people making? And the reason why this is so important, I wanted to shoot this video at like 1 o'clock in the morning after I just got done working out here. See, I'm in my home here. Is because a lot of times I ask people, the managers, these questions, and they have no idea how many calls their A, BDC department's making, or B, their internet salespeople. So real quick, why this is so important is because we know that as far as the hardest part of the internet department, BDC, salespeople, is getting people on the phone. Anybody that's worked in the BDC or has dealt with internet leads or even unsold follow-up, especially internet, etc., is because we know that getting these people on the phone is not that easy. Again, if you're getting, say, 100 leads, 200 leads, 1,000 leads, making one or two phone calls for a week and then forgetting about them just doesn't work. So for example, if I have a BDC department or internet department that's only making 25, 30 calls a day, which I see this quite a bit because people don't track these numbers. If I have, for instance, I have a store that says, well, we completed all our tasks for the day. Okay, well, how many of those calls were phone calls and how many of those tasks were emails? So if I had 75 tasks completed for the day, were those 75 calls or were those 75 emails? Or were those 25 calls and the rest all emails? So one of the most important things you want to track for BDC managers, for internet managers, for sales managers is being able to track how many outbound calls are my people making a day. Because we know if I'm making 25 calls a day, I'm not going to get enough people on the phone to be able to effectively get a hold of people and to get them into the store. Because not just to set a bogus appointment at, oh yeah, I'll be in tomorrow, and then they don't show up. And that's confirming appointments, which is a whole nother deal. But being able to make these calls to be able to get enough people on the phone. If we look at connection ratios, we already know that it's less than 20%. So if we take 50 calls, and let's just say we're getting 60% of the people on the phone, that's not enough outbound calls. We need to be making sure that our department is making 100 plus calls a day. I mean, 90 is okay, but 100 plus calls a day. So just want to shoot a quick little video on the importance of making outbound calls. If you're not tracking outbound calls in your department, I recommend you start doing this immediately because I guarantee you will be amazed at how many calls are being made by your department, because most people don't track this. They don't know how many calls are being made. And God forbid, most people, if I ask how many inbound calls came into the dealership today or came into the dealership this month, let me get back with you. I'm not sure how many calls came in. I mean, we're not tracking our inbound calls. It costs money for the phone to ring. So in conclusion, track how many outbound calls your people are making, and I guarantee you will see that there's a deficiency there, and make it a mandate at whether it's doing, activity recaps for the day of how many calls were made, how many appointments were set. That way we can really gauge what they're doing all day, because just sending out 30 emails and making 15 calls is really pointless. So hope everybody enjoyed the video. I'm gonna start doing more videos like this, and again, track how many calls are being made and make sure that these calls are being made on an effective manner after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, when people are getting off work. Because if we keep calling, I'm calling, I can't get a hold of anybody. Well, when are you calling? I usually call in the morning. Okay, well, we're at work in the morning. So how are you thinking, where's your customer at? So again, track calls, monitor calls, and make sure a high volume of calls are being done. Have a great day.